Welcome to the Reddit Chronicles. Today we will be reading from TrueOffMyChest. Our first post is by Automatic Bend. I very truly cannot stand my daughter. Do not get me wrong. I love her, she is my flesh and blood. I cannot stand being around her. She is trashy. Political opinions on Facebook, those "my wife is born in December and is crazy, do not mess with her or you'll find my body" shirts bought for her boyfriend. Does not care if she looks bad or stinks in public. I'm not saying you have to be dressed to the nines to go to the grocery store, or even that you shouldn't wear pajamas. I mean visible stains, greasy hair, to go out to eat or clothes shopping. Claims she is so country and redneck. We raised her in a small town, but it isn't a rural one. Not that it would make a difference, or that rural living is bad, just that she is not country or redneck. I went to visit her the other week. She lives a state away. Her house is filthy and doesn't look nice. She has the money to live a nice life, and she chooses to live in squalor. This is not the girl I raised, and me and my husband cannot stand being around her, and it breaks my heart. She is not pleasant to talk to anymore. I'm sure some will ask if she is doing okay mentally. I've asked, and she says yes. She is not showing signs of depression from what I have seen. She has declined any help to clean up her home. Not quite a hoard, but not clean or a home for anyone, and says she likes it how it is. When she visits us, she shows no respect for our space. Dirty dishes left about, her things strewn everywhere, eats everything from our pantry. I am not one to turn down food for my children even though they're grown-ups, but if you're visiting for a few days, I shouldn't have to spend $200 just on food for you. That food was for all our kids who visited, not just her. I don't know why she changed this way. Her husband was redneck, but not trashy and disrespectful like this when we met. They've both given up, and I'm not sure why. I wish I could like my daughter, but I can't. I don't want to invite her for the holidays. She smells like cigarettes and body odor. Next up, we have an update by Throwaway. My husband confessed in a drunken state that he is in love with my sister. Update. The rules of update here is 3 days. That's why I didn't update Sunday when I talked to my husband. Also because I'm very conflicted. I talked to my husband. He said he didn't remember a lot about that night, especially after my sister and her husband left and we continued drinking. I told him what he said, and he didn't look shocked nor surprised, just that he didn't remember saying anything. I asked him if he felt it before we started drinking. He said that he always loved my sister because she is kind and warm. Then he said that he thought she looked very beautiful, and probably his drunken self thought she was hot. He said it is normal that people are curious about the opposite sex. He said that he always thought she is beautiful because all my family is good looking, but her weight loss gave her confidence, and she looked happy, and he was happy for her. I asked him if he could choose between us, and he was shocked and said that I was his wife and the mother of his children, and he loved me. So I asked him if he just had met us. I wasn't his wife or anything, and my sister wasn't married. He said that this was getting ridiculous, and he hated playing the hypothetical games because people get worked up and fight about things that aren't reality. After dinner, he said that he loved me very much and he is happy, and I shouldn't overthink what he said when he was too drunk to even know who or where he was. I'm just not sure. Our next post is by Wet Test Salamander. I found out about my dad's first family, and I finally get why he acts the way he does. My dad has been very protective of me and my little sis all our lives. He's always been really kind and thoughtful, but there's always been this sadness I couldn't figure out. Like he will smile and laugh, but underneath it, there was something always eating away at him. We were never allowed to play outside as kids without being in his direct line of sight, and as we got older, he became more stressed. He hated the idea of us driving and insisted on taking us everywhere, and now that I'll be going to college, he won't let me get a car even though I have been saving. Sometimes it was really frustrating not being able to hang out with friends, and we've fought over it a lot. Now I understand why he wants to protect us. Yesterday, my sister and I were in the basement doing laundry, and we decided to snoop around our old things. We came across an old dusty box, and found old DVDs, tapes, and photos. We looked at the photos first, and it was our dad while he was away in college. For context, we live on the East Coast, and our dad went to college in California in the 90s. We were always told that our parents were high school sweethearts who made it work long distance. Since my dad got a really good scholarship out west, he came back and they dated more, got married, had me, and the rest is history, or at least we thought. We looked through the first bundle of pics, and they were cool at first. It was of him and his friends, some of the weekend aunt or uncle when they visit, at the beach in my dad's old Mercedes wagon he had when we were little. But there was this one girl who kept appearing in all of them. The pictures got more intimate of them cuddling in a dorm room and laying on grass. This was a shocker at first, since Dad was supposed to still be with Mom. We picked up another album, and our hearts dropped. It was a wedding ceremony, but my mom wasn't putting a ring on my dad's finger. It was this very pretty Asian woman instead of our mom. The other photos of the wedding were people we never knew of or seen. The album kept going, and we saw them move into a home and celebrate holidays. Suddenly, in one page, this woman we knew nothing of was holding a baby bump, which flipped our world upside down. We stopped looking and just sat in silence. There was a possibility we had a sibling out there we never knew of. We brought the box upstairs and looked through it more. We found baby toys and stuffed animals at the bottom of pictures and videotapes. On one of the DVDs, it was addressed to my dad from his wife as a birthday gift in 2002. We put it in our Xbox and watched it. It was like a compilation of all home movies they made. The background song was Real Love by the Beatles, and the video was my dad's first family. He was playing with this baby boy on the beach and carrying him like Superman in a park. His smile was different too. He seemed so carefree and happy. He was making silly faces and doing these dance moves he never did with us. There was his wife who played the guitar for our brother, and he sat there slapping his hands. The video ended of her and our brother blowing our dad a kiss and wishing him happy birthday. Our dad got home from our grandparents' house, and we asked him what was all this. At first he got angry and then broke down crying, which made me feel like crap. I never wanted to hurt him, but to not know we had a brother in the moment hurt too. After a couple hours on the couch and trying to help him, we finally found out why he never told us. My dad met this girl in freshman year of college, and they hit it off really quick. They were madly in love for 4 years, and after graduation got married really young. After a couple months, she got pregnant, and with her parents' help they bought a home together. Our brother George was born in 2000, 5 years before me. They both named him after George Harrison because they loved the Beatles, and that's how they first connected at school during a party. They had 2 happy years until our brother and his mom were killed in a car accident while my dad was at work. He didn't find out until he got home, and his father-in-law was there crying his eyes out on the front porch. Dad fell into a depression for months and eventually lost his job and the house. He moved back east, and after a while reconnected with our mom who he dated in high school. Eventually I came along, and they both promised to not speak about this because it was too painful for him. We all cried until Mom got home, and she knew the moment she entered the living room why. We all sat and watched the DVD together and held him tight as he let it all out. He eventually started to smile and told us all sort of wonderful things about our baby brother. I know it's not closure for him, but I saw in his face watching the video that same sense of joy in the old pictures of him. Now we keep a picture of our brother on the mantle, and we're gonna visit his grave in the summer. I just wanted to get that off my chest for now. It's just a lot to find out, and writing helps me feel better. Thank you for listening to the Reddit Chronicles. Follow for more content.